If I got murdered and some girlie would talk about her new concealer while talking about how I got decapitated, I would fucking haunt them. We are so far gone as a society. Hey you. Hi, my name is Cherry. Welcome to my channel. I hope you like it here. True crime is rotting your brain and mine. All of our brains combined. So I kind of want to touch on the topic of true crime, how it's been handled by the media, by social media, how people consume it, the downfalls of it, and all that shit. I hope you like this. So to me, the first time I ever heard of true crime was back in the day on Tumblr, because a lot of people had like blogs dedicated to it, and a lot of people were romanticizing it and all that shit. But you know, that was just Tumblr back in the day, and I feel like it has become really popular these days. There's a lot of channels covering true crime. I feel like the most famous one is JCS, Jim Can't Swim, and many others. One of my favorites is Explore With Us. Yeah, so I don't need to introduce true crime because you know what it is, and if you don't know, it's just content based on crimes that actually happened. You have to differentiate it from horror film. Many content creators post the interrogation videos when these people got caught, and you know how they confessed. They also analyze these people. They try to figure out what is going on inside their brains. So I started watching horror movies at a really young age because of my uncles. He's had this kind of, I don't know, like interest for macabre things. I'm not like other girls, obviously. People are capable of doing such things. It's just crazy to me because I wouldn't, and I hope you wouldn't either. And it's interesting to find out how crimes happened, what leads up to the point where a human decides to take the life of another human. And it opens up so many topics of philosophical questions, of morals and ethics, the psychology of people who do crime, basically. I don't know how else to put it. Now, here's the first problem with true crime. The fact that we consume that kind of content, and this also goes hand in hand with gore. I feel like gore is very interesting to young people. If you have been on the internet for longer than 10 years, you probably saw a bunch of beheadings, a bunch of pictures of dead people. It was way more accessible. It is still accessible, to be honest, which is crazy because there's fucking 9-year-olds on TikTok. Why? Why? The first time you see something like that, it is traumatizing, definitely, but you kind of grow into it and you start to become desensitized. At some point, you've seen it all, and these kind of stories don't hit the same anymore. I'm sorry to say it like that. It's just, you know, it doesn't give you the same shock factor. We are so disconnected from our own emotions at some point because everything is out in the open. You can literally go on the internet and see people kill themselves. It's problematic for young people, obviously, because that I feel like that stunts your growth. Your brain is not even fully developed and you see heads falling off of people. So and I feel like this has been a topic for decades because before true crime, there was horror films and the video games like Grand Theft Auto. Boomers were talking about how these games are ruining the youth. As much as I didn't agree with that when I was young playing those games, it in a way impact the way you consume media and react to violence. A movie franchise that touches upon this the most is Scream. Spoiler alert if you didn't watch the first Scream, horror movie freaks that are obsessed with horror films turn out to be the killers. Just, you know, it kind of is becoming reality right now. It absolutely normalizes these crimes and it becomes so graspable. The first time I really noticed that, I think it was last year in Germany. I live in Germany and we don't really have guns readily available, so there's not a lot of school shootings. Sometimes situations occur, some people still get guns somewhere, I don't fucking know how, but there's still crime. Last year, the amount of crime The amount of crimes committed by teenagers was insane. I don't know if it's because we're more aware of it or because the media coverage has been way bigger, but oh my god. So many young people are turning to crime, like violent crime, for no fucking reason. Killing their classmates, killing their friends. It's not supposed to happen, man. It's the same thing with school shooters. I don't want to shit on the US because, but we have to, like, the elephant in the room is that the US has a lot of school shootings, and that fucking sucks, and it's so scary. Like, most of the school shootings that the US sees now are directly linked to Columbine. I feel like so many school shooters were so inspired and romanticized those fucking assholes. I'm not even gonna say their name because so many in their manifestos and writings and videos they did before committing the murders directly referenced the Columbine shootings. And now's the topic. Okay, wait, hold on. Wait. The actual reason why I wanted to make this video is because there is something that has been bugging me for half a year now, and I still can't wrap my head around it. True crime influencers, true crime video creators who talk about literal people dying, literally these people died, and they put on makeup. It's like a get ready with me, let me talk about how someone died. This is in no way, shape, or form directed at like the most famous, like obviously it is, but I'm not trying to attack them personally. Pretty sure that they're great, that they make great content. Do not go and bash them or some shit like that. I just think it's insane. If I got murdered, if someone killed me, and some girlie would talk about her new concealer while talking about how I got decapitated, I would fucking haunt them. The same goes with mukbangs. Like, people just eating like their little prawns or whatever, and they're like, oh yeah, and then like in a terrifying turn of event, he came into her house and he killed her. Oh, the sauce is so yummy. Like, what the fuck? I feel like we are so far gone as a society. This is normalized and people are so excited, and you would read the comments and it's like, oh my god, so excited for this video. I've been waiting for it. Love your lipstick. I don't understand how someone can sit down like I am right now in front of a camera, talk about gruesome fucking events, people that literally lost their lives, and they can stand there and use their beauty blender and just be like, yeah. And then that happened. That was terrible. Like, again, I'm not trying to be rude or bash these people. I just think it's so tone deaf. It is so fucking tone deaf. I tried to see if there's if there's videos about this. I found like 3 and they were really cool. You should check them out. Just type true crime makeup problem, I don't know, and you will find those videos. Maybe I'll even link some below. But I feel like this is one of the things where in a few years we will look back on and people will be like, do you remember that? That was so problematic. Yes, because it is. Kind of just want to touch on the fact that we need to have a more mindful consumption of true crime. I'm not trying to say never watch true crime again. It is important, and I feel like these stories need to be heard. And in many ways, these help prevent things. I for one know exactly not to, like, it really taught me that you can be in really shitty situations and people are scary, which I feel like everyone needs to know at this point. People are fucking scary. Not trying to make you paranoid or anything, but it's just, we live in a fucking scary world. We need to start paying respect to these victims. We need to stop putting these killers on a pedestal. I really love one channel, Beyond Evil. Like, they use the names of the victims in the title. They pay their respects to the victims and to their families, and they don't sensationalize it. They're not like, in the most gruesome way, slaughtered, blah, blah. I need to be reminded that the families of these victims are still around, and they do come across these things, and it can be terribly, terribly re-traumatizing to them. can be very hurtful. I don't know. Like, I keep trying to think how I would feel if that happened to me, or like to a person in my family, and I would just try to pass time and look at some makeup videos, and there's a girly being like, today we're gonna personally, I prefer interrogation footage because most of the time it is really about the psyche, the human psyche, interrogation tactics, how people get caught, which also is scary because I feel like people are taking notes. People are like, okay, I'm not gonna. People are taking notes, but it's still interesting. It's very interesting to see how people react, analyzing stuff. I feel like that is a more mindful thing. But in the end, obviously, you do whatever you want. I just wanted. Okay, okay. Okay, thank you. Yes, I'm not telling you to stop consuming true crime, but maybe this helps you ask yourself questions. Maybe this will make you think about how you consume true crime and gore. Tell me if you want to have a specific video on gore, because I have a lot to say about gore and the communities that consume gore. A lot of rampant fucking racism, sexism, incelism. Thank you so much for watching and for ignoring this pile of shit over there. You've been great, and I hope to see you very soon. Bye bye.